Hello, welcome to the Millionaire Woman Show, where we'll be discussing leadership, business, and human potential, inspiring you to live rich from the inside out. Unlock your creativity, stretch out of your comfort zone, break through your barriers, take inspired action, and achieve epic results. Now, here's your host, two-time best-selling author, speaker, and certified executive coach, Deborah Kasowski.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Millionaire Woman Show, where we talk about leadership, business, and human potential. I am so glad you could join us. We have an exciting guest today to really help you take your business leadership to the next level, or if you just want to step up in your life. Karen Dorland is an owner of Image Connections. She is an image consultant, a fashion feng shui facilitator, and a Reiki master. She helps people dress to honor their spirit and attract more of what they want in life, so they can continue their journey with confidence, self-worth, passion, joy, and most importantly, self-love. Karen teaches her clients to bring their personality and inner joy. I should have asked her how to say that before I got into it. Do that again, Karen.
Joie de vivre. It is joy of life.
Okay, thank you. To the outside to be expressed in their appearance. Your clothes speak volumes about you without you saying a word. What message are your clothes and accessories saying? However, she says, if you're not bringing balance to your life, stress can show on the outside as lines on your face and low energy. Reiki can assist in connecting that inside and out, so what you say, look, and feel are congruent. Karen retired from teaching elementary school, teaching children from JK to children with autism. She is excited to finally embrace and being able to bring her healing gifts and holistic approach of image consulting to people on a full-time basis. Look for her online programs, Set Your GPS to Love, coming in the fall of 2017, Set Your GPS to Fantabulous, and 7 Style Steps to Look Savvy, Sexy, and Stylish, released just next month in March 2017. Follow Karen on Facebook at Image Connections for her weekly videos full of timely tips. And I have to tell you, they're amazing tips. I've already started implementing some of those into my own world, and it does make a difference. And she will tell you more about how you can connect with her, sign up for her blog and newsletter. But I am so excited to finally get you on the show. And thank you for joining us, Karen.
My pleasure. I'm so happy. I love your energy. I just feel like I was simpatico with you the moment we met online. So this is
excellent. Great. I can't wait until we meet in person, because we will have just create our own fireworks.
Well, girl, you just never know. I might show up there, and we do drive out to James.
That would be excellent. We're going to test out that pool. All right. So tell us what drew you to image consulting.
Well, my whole life, I have been interested, I wouldn't say so much in fashion, but I've been very much someone who has set out their clothes the night before, and good grooming, things like that. And then in high school, I would put makeup on my girlfriends, and then my friends and family wanted to go shopping with me because I would always tell them the truth. And then I got into teaching, and a lot of my years I dealt with children with learning disabilities, learning challenges, and often they were from a single family home. And it would be the moms, bring them in. And I just so much wanted to be able to take them out, dress them so they could go for an interview and get a good paying job, something to help them. And just the etiquette all around was starting to slide, I noticed. So my wonderful partner said to me, so instead of complaining, what are you going to do about it? And I had a lady in my neighborhood who was an image consultant, so I went and watched a consultation she did with my cousin. And then it went from there. I signed up at International Image Institute and took a year off teaching, did my training, and then now it's continual. Like I've done the training with Karen Brunger. I've done advanced style with Elise Parsons, and that's interesting. It's universal style. So she works with something called the Enneagram, which is a personality type wheel, and matches up how people dress with that. So I find that so interesting. And I went to Fort Lauderdale and took fashion feng shui with Ivana Maggiore. And then I'm on a mastermind group every single month. I have been for 6 years with my mentor and a group of us on image. So it just continues. I guess it's always been innately there, and I had to bring it up to the surface.
Excellent. Well, you are really bringing it out in your energy in your videos and sharing that with other people. And I love how simple things can be.
It is simple. It is.
So what does it take to truly make that memorable first impression? And because our listeners are both men and ladies, let's make sure that ladies go first.
Okay. Well, the memorable first impression actually applies to everyone. And I know some people have, over the years heard first impressions, and they get a little tired of hearing that, but it's so important. It is so important because within 7 seconds, really, 7 to 30 seconds, when we first meet someone, we quickly glance at their face. Then your eye drops to the feet and scans up. So you're taking in the whole body. And in that 30 seconds, our subconscious is racing like crazy and picking up all kinds of vibrations and judgments and opinions. So we're judged on our appearance for sure, our job choice, what we think the income might be, how detailed are you? What is your self-worth? What's your trustworthiness, your credibility? All of that comes into play. And so a very big thing, I would say one of my first steps I talk about with clients is color. Like know whether you are a warm or a cool palette. That has to do with your skin undertone. And then you can take it further and have a color analysis done. But what you want to achieve is that eye contact, holding the eye contact. So of course, when you first meet someone, you've got your hand out, the eye travels up the arm and wants to come up here. So for women, wear some jewelry like you are and earrings. So it keeps that focus on the face. When you are wearing colors in your color palette, it creates a flow, an easy flow up to the eyes and to the face. And subconsciously, you're thinking, oh, I like this person. They're trustworthy because I can maintain that eye contact. So the color is huge. And because of that flow, people can see you. They're looking at the whole you. Everything comes together. Like I really am about dressing people to honor who they are. So bring in your hair color, bring in your eye color, your body type, all of this type of thing. And with that flow, that still comes back to the credibility and the trustworthiness. And I've watched people on stage giving presentations. So I look at things much differently than everyone else in the audience, right? And sometimes it's a head on the body, a head and the color, and there's not a flow, not a simpatico there. And I'm often, wow, like this, I'm sure in other people's minds, they are saying, I don't know, something just isn't flowing here. It's not quite credible. And so that's the importance of, I think, for both men and women. And then, of course, paying attention to what my formula is, CSF, color, style, fit. So is it a good color? Style has to do with your personality. So is it bringing out your personality? And then the fit, that is crucial for men and women. So have I answered you on that?
Yeah, it's just amazing that you can tell so much from that first impression, thinking, how much their self-worth is, how confident they are, how much money they're even making.
Well, so that comes down to the quality. And I say to people, like, I don't come in and toss everything out of your closet. Not at all. I think there's a misconception out there about image consultants, or at least around the way I work. And I use what you have in the closet, but I'm really good at bringing in a higher quality item and mixing it with average items that you have. But when you are taking your business to a higher level, then you do want to wear good quality clothes. So it doesn't need to be a lot, but your core basics should be a good quality.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that color, the style, and the fit. So when someone looks at you, they're right away picking up that message. I mean, I know I can look at people and think, oh, like she's professional, or he's professional, or he's got it together. And that does come shining through for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's interesting because I can say the same thing. Like, I've been going through Instagram feeds and different things. And sometimes when I see how people show up, they might be selling jewelry.
Yes.
Yet at the same time, they have pictures of themselves in almost like lingerie, or,
Yes.
clothing that I wouldn't wear in the business world necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not coming from a place of judgment. However, that first impression is that judgment. And then I sit back and say, well, what are you really trying to sell?
Yes.
Right. So it makes you question not just integrity, but necessarily if they're focused on the direction that they want to go. Are they really clear on their message and what they're trying to tell people?
Oh, I so appreciate you for saying that. So last year I was in India speaking at a women's conference, and my talk was, does your visual message match your verbal message? And I go to a lot of networking events. This is so important, what you're saying. So are you showing up? Your visual message, so our appearance speaks volumes. We really don't have to say anything, and that takes in not only the clothes, but your grooming and your body language and the tone of voice that you use. So I'm going to use two examples here, women mainly. And I sat beside this lady one day at a network meeting, and she had her hair pulled back in a ponytail. She had gray on, but she was very warm coloring with reddish hair, freckles, and she looked pasty white. I hope my face did not show my surprise when she told me her business was selling makeup and beauty to women.
Goodness.
Oh my gosh, she looked like she wasn't well, and she'd come in.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what? I would not choose her to buy from because she's not walking her talk.
Yeah.
And the second one is very much with wellness people. You are selling wellness to me. So again, wearing colors that make your eyes really stand out and pop, that when you wear colors in your color palette, your face looks radiant and healthy. It's almost like you don't even need any makeup on. So you're shining, right? I have seen so many people doing wellness of all kinds, whether it's supplements or Reiki or energy work, all of this stuff, and they don't look well. Mm-hmm. They absolutely don't look, got dark shadows under their eyes. They have poor haircuts, frumpy looking clothes. No, I am not drawn to you at all. So there really has to, I love bringing awareness to people. That's what I do. And I'm like you, I don't have judgment. I am without the judgment. I walk in and I'm probably thinking in my head, okay, I have to think about my 30-second intro, and like things are going on in me too. I don't walk into a room and go, oh, she's this or he's that and whatever. I wait to be given a question or someone come up to me and say something. But it just, I don't know. It's bringing in that whole awareness and intention. What message do I want to send today?
Mhm.
And where am I going with my look? Who do I want to be?
Yeah.
What do I want to portray? So that visual and verbal is hugely, hugely important.
Yeah. One of the things that I heard you saying just when you were talking about the frumpiness and it's about the fit of the clothing. And
Yeah.
I know that you had an image of a before and after of a gentleman on your Facebook feed.
Yes.
And he looked like he lost a ton of weight.
I know.
So, and it was just because of the fit. I think it was because of the fit of the clothing and how he wore it. So can you just tell our listeners a little bit of what happened and what transformed that look?
Yes. Okay. I love this. So it was the fit of the clothes. Now, there's a lot that goes into this, Deborah. This is really simplifying it because I have to look at their personality. So let me just give you a little bit about this. So this man had, he's shorter by maybe an average. I can't remember what it is for men. For women, it's 5'4" and under is short. So he's about 5'8". And he wants to look taller and slimmer. He had round features. He's got a curvy body. And men mainly go in and just get stripes and checks and things like that. Well, if you're not an angular person, if you're not slim and have angular features, then the stripes don't really work with you. For men and women, if you're curvy, you want curve in the print. So he changed the print of his shirt. He had his colors done. He was wearing black, which made his shadows under his eyes look darker and just made him way more sallow. Did his colors. He's just summer, soft, muted tones. The other thing that men tend to do is buy regular fit shirts. Now, if you got a little more weight on you, yes, you may need that ease, but he could pull his shirt way out on the sides, about 4 inches.
Wow.
And it made him look, well, but they had to fit his shoulders. He has nice broad shoulders, and he was buying a regular fit that fit his shoulders, but then it's too big on his body. So it made him look shorter, wider, frumpier, heavier. And then he had on regular jeans, like a work jean. That's what he's in construction. So he's wearing these in a light color. So when I took him in, I had shirts laid out. So I do my pre-shop. I had all the shirts laid out that I wanted. And he really wanted the look of a blazer and jeans. And okay. So dark wash jeans. If you're going to be casual like that, do the dark wash jeans. They're dressier. And then we found him a blazer. Again, it was so perfect in his color palette. So the dark blazer with the dark jeans gave him a column of color, which is very slimming. And then we had the shirt underneath that just brought out the colors in his eyes. And even so I warned him first. I said, these shirts are going to be more expensive than you're used to. You don't have to buy, but I'd really like you to try them on to feel the quality. Well, he put it on. He just went, oh, like you could see it right away. Yeah. And what I just get so excited. What I love is watching them look in the mirror. Like they absolutely stand up taller, puff their chest out. They can see their possibilities. And that's what I want. I want people to see their possibilities. So that's what made him look so much slimmer, was the column of color and a beautiful fit. And one other thing I want to bring in here, because, we're bombarded by trends. Is this the trend? And for men, it's this brown shoes and the belt thing. That's this new and going on. So he said to me, as he's wearing all this nice blue, should I get brown shoes? And I said, okay, let me explain this to you. This is the difference between coming into a store and they're wanting to sell you whatever is there. That's the trend, so buy it. I said, there's nothing brown on you. It's not even in your color palette. So if you had those brown shoes on, we'd be stuck looking at your feet. It would have cut him. And if we put a brown belt, we'd have moved from, as we're standing up that body, we'd have moved from the shoes to the belt, cut, and then there's his belly. So people need to be aware, one, of what really suits you, and 2, of how the cuts are as you flow up that body to create the tall slimness. But yeah, it was super fun. I love working with male clients because they just say to me, tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Yeah.
And they well, women too. I mean, women will see themselves in the mirror, but it's more emotional for women.
Yeah.
Men, you see the strength and the power. They own it. They own it more. You can see that coming.
And really step into it.
Oh, they step in. Like he said to the owner of the store, I'm coming back and I'm buying more and I'm never shopping without Karen again.
So since that transformation, that experience,
Yes.
what feedback has he received? Have you heard anything back?
Oh, yes, I've heard back. Well, it was funny because he was on a trip, and I haven't really heard back of what others have said about him, but it's his whole feeling, confidence about himself.
Mm-hmm.
So he felt really, really good. And he's so much more exuberant, I guess, to say. What he said to me, I like taking my clients for lunch when they've gone through something with me. So the very last day we were sitting having lunch. And his comment was, oh my gosh, I am bowled over. I'm bowled over. I'm over the moon. He said, you gave me way more than I expected. He said, I thought you'd tell me, do this, do that. No. Came in, you went through my clothes, you went pre-shopping, you've got everything laid out for me. And he said, Karen, you need to work with more men. They need you. We need you.
So do the women need you for those men.
And you know, other gentlemen I've worked with who are married, this fellow came to me, and many do. Many guys Google me, find me because they're back in the dating scene again and they want to look and feel good.
Yeah.
But I've had quite a few gentlemen too who are married, and often the wife will come with me. They come in and watch their colors being done and have come with me shopping. And one of the best comments I've had is actually from 2 of them now. It's like having a new man. The women love looking at their guy and going, wow, I'm really happy to be going out with you. And I'm happy that you are taking care of yourself, because women, we do generally take care of ourselves. And I find when you've been in a relationship for a very long time, maybe both parties tend to let go a little bit, but that just filled my heart because they were so happy looking at this guy and really proud of him. So I say I also add little sparks to marriages.
I bet. Not only are you helping them bring a whole new energy, whether they bring a new energy at home or to the boardroom or to the sales meeting, they are just showing up differently just because of how they feel in what they're wearing.
That is true. And I love that you said the word energy, because I am very in touch with energy and vibration. So what happens when you wear clothing in your colors, because you are honoring, supporting yourself, right? And I even do muscle testing on people. So if I put, say for you, if I put a winter palette across you, all these winter colors, the blacks, the whites, the red, then I'd muscle test you and see how strong you are. And then I would do a warm coloring and muscle test you again. And it's amazing, because really, if it's not the person's color palette, I can push it down with 2 fingers.
Wow.
So that shows you that, it depletes your energy.
Yeah.
And so when you're wearing the colors, when you're wearing quality, so it's been made with not in a sweatshop and all this stuff. So that vibration goes into, which people don't realize, but it's It's a quality clothing. You can feel that quality. It fits you really well.
Mhm.
All of this ups your vibration, and that in turn ups your confidence. So you will understand this, that when your vibration lifts, that sends ripples out around you,
Mhm.
and it affects your environment without you even saying anything. It just happens to go out there. So now that your confidence is up, you are able to step into the possibilities, the opportunities
Mhm.
that will now be attracted in, because you've just upped your game, right? You've upped your
Yeah.
level. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it,
it kind of brings me to the next question,
sure.
but it also so I'll just state the next question that I had for you, but it also makes me think about if we were at a networking event and you're putting out this really confident, powerful vibration, that
Yes.
you will have people intrigued in wanting to find out who you are.
Oh, yes. You can walk into a room, and so going back to networking, many people are nervous. I find it challenging for me because I'm an introvert, believe it or not. And so I dress to feel very comfortable about myself and send my message about me out there. When you walk in and everything is fitting you and you look put together. So for women, that's bringing in what I call a 1, 2, 3, and you want to be able to start at that, scan at the feet, and come up and bring everything here. For men, it would be make sure your grooming is really good. Like if you have a beard or something, you want it trimmed. You always want to have your hair cut, not of anything straggly on you. And wearing a tie, for men, the tie is so important because that brings the color up, or a nice fitting shirt or whatever. And yes, you come in and just own it. You step into that room and are ready for meeting people, and scan around and see, would you like more tips on how to do networking after work?
Absolutely. We're going to go right there. Because the question that I was going to say is how does what you wear affect how people interact with you? So this is perfect to
Okay.
jump into that question of what are 3 networking mistakes you see people doing and what should they start doing differently?
Okay. Well, I come back to, we're looking at mistakes, is not dressing to support your message, your verbal message that you want to say. You want that congruent. I'm going to give another example in there. Let's say an interior decorator. I have met all kinds, and I walked into this one network place that I was new to. This lady had kind of funky spiked hair, like her hair had a style, and she had really cool glasses on. When I was introduced to her and told she was an interior decorator, I went, oh my gosh, I would be right in line to hire you because you look it. You look creative. You look like you can think out of the box. You would take me where I can't see. So things like that just makes a huge difference. And again, this wellness thing, I mean, someone's coming up and she's looking like a hippie, from the past because everything's natural. Well, the thinking is you're back there in the 70s and 80s. So our judgment, our little head zooming around there says, you're not current and up to date in your thinking. I don't think you'll be current and up to date for me. You're in the past with that. Another thing, so that's the dress. When you're going into networking, set your intention first. What do you want from it? Know what you want to get from this. And for me, it's generally 2 really good contacts, one-to-one relationships I've built, and bringing those 2 cards home with me so I can build on it. It is not about shuffling your card out in that room. Oh my goodness, no. And what I learned the other night at a network event from an etiquette coach is a good friend of mine, and she's wonderful. She said, have your business cards in your right side somewhere. So you're right-handed. They are ready, facing. So you want them facing down, and just so you can quickly take it out, and then you present it. So when you present it to someone, your information is facing them. Have that ready to do. And I'll just talk a bit about after work networking as well, because this is a mistake that people make all the time. One is eat before you get there. Brush your teeth. Get your makeup fixed a bit if you're a woman. And eat something if you need to, because what are you going to do? You're holding a glass, hopefully a stem glass, so your hands are not wet from a water glass. And then if you've got food here, how are you getting around to getting your business card or to shake hands with someone? My tip is only have a glass, and preferably no alcohol in it. Do something spritzy or whatever. And I like to hold mine in my left hand so I'm ready. If you're not comfortable with that, you can have it in your right, but be able to switch over. That's where a stem glass is really important. So you always have this one hand free. So I can shake hands, introduce myself, and then have my cards ready if someone asks me for it. But it's more about me saying, may I have your business card? And then if they want to reciprocate, that is fine. Yeah. And I know it's tricky for people going in, especially if you're a little shy and thinking, oh, there's everybody here. I don't know. What do I do now? Well, you can look for someone else who's standing alone. There's always that person there. Or find two people who maybe they're chatting, and you can kind of walk up and let them turn their body a bit to bring you in. So just, just stand and smile and be ready to be brought into that group. Yeah.
Makes such a difference. And when you're thinking about the networking after business hours, how does the dress change?
Well, let me see. It depends on what it is. I still like people to wear a jacket, especially if it's an after hour thing. Maybe some men may not in the summer. If it's hot, they may not think of having a sports blazer to put on quickly. For women with the sleeveless look, I know that's very popular. It is still not professional. So it depends on your level of networking. If I was going to a chamber after work event, I would make sure I look far more professional. I would have a jacket or a cardigan at best covering my arms. And for men, I would say pop on a sports blazer. Like, don't just go in your cut off shirt sleeves. If you've got a long sleeve shirt, that's more professional. And take the time to touch up your makeup for women. That the jacket is a big thing. During the day, again, it relates to the type of networking. Some networking events I go to are very casual. Mm-hmm. And others, some of them are more high-end women's groups. So I am very aware. Well, I always am aware of going in and never wearing yoga pants, tracks. Even jeans are a little iffy. It depends again on the situation. Saying that though, my video today is about a challenge I was given about wearing a tracksuit to a network meeting, so I took her up on it. But you're always representing yourself. Mm-hmm. And the other thing I want to stress, because this comes up often, dress a step up. Don't be worried about what others are going to think. You dress that step up and dress for where you want to be. Always. I like to walk in and people know that I'm walking my talk. I hear that all the time. Oh, you're always so put together. Oh, well, yes. If I walked in schlumping it, are you going to believe me that I'm an image consultant? No. And yet I don't want to be too over the top that I'm scaring off other people. Mm-hmm. I still need that approachability, but I'm always stepping into where I am. I had a real estate agent once who was working with a lower income housing area. And she said, oh, I think I'll just wear jeans and something. I said, no, stop right there. Stop right there. You can wear a nice dress pant if you like, and a nice top. You always want to take that step up. People forget they are presenting themselves as the professional and the expert. Wouldn't you want to be known as the expert? If you want me to come to you, then show me that you know what you're doing in that area.
Yeah.
And policemen, if you saw a policeman on the street, not so much undercover, of course, but you saw a policeman on the street, you know right away what he or she does. Their uniform says that without them saying anything. We need to be able to do that too. And it does make a difference. We have lost that professionalism through people. I really think, Deborah, they don't know what to wear anymore. They're just confused and they don't know what to wear. And that's where I come from. You don't know what you don't know. We're not being taught this specifically in schools or anything. And you keep hearing, or we keep hearing about dress down Fridays and the casual look. Well, that has gone way too far. And it's time for it to come swing back in, I think.
Yeah. As I was preparing for this interview last night, I put a post on Instagram. It was about dress well to perform well.
Yes.
And it has been my experience when people are not dressed, and I'm not saying that you have to go to the nines.
No.
But when you dress well, and it's even like the hockey teams, when I take my kids to hockey or ringette,
Yes.
if the teams are dressed in uniform, like track suits, or they have the shirt and tie,
Yes.
I can guarantee their mindset and how they show up is very different than if they're just wearing their t-shirts and sweats.
Oh, you've got it. And the rep hockey teams, I see that all the time. The young men are having to wear a shirt and tie. I know when my one son was playing football, yes, they had to dress because you're coming off this bus, you're representing your school, you're representing your team. Of course, you need that. And you're right on that it lifts. I want to go back to that energy and vibration and confidence. Sure. Today I'm sitting here in a relaxed outfit, but I have heels on. And I find that I think it's fun to try that out on yourself. Slump down someday in your pajamas and see even how you sit. You sit differently. Yeah. Then another day come down with a really nice fitting pair of jeans on and a belt and your heels, if you wear heels, but nice dresses. You will find you have to sit up better because you've got a belt and you've got a waistband.
Yeah.
And it helps you to hold yourself up more. I think we've started gaining weight because of these expandable waistlines.
No belts.
No belts. No buttons. No zippers and buttons. Everything's a pull-on. Yeah. So you get away from that and it affects our posture. And definitely studies have been done. I don't have any stats in front of me right now, but studies have been done to show that there is a level of competency and the amount of work and professionalism that is done when you are dressed for it as compared to wearing, I want to call it athletic wear, or sloppy jeans and sandals and stuff to work. That really does come out.
So I'm going to just go into the business casual as well. And I think just trying to think of how to phrase it. There's certain people that have gotten away with certain things, or it's part of their brand. Mm-hmm. And so you think of Steve Jobs, for example.
I was going to say that word. Yes.
The jeans, the t-shirt. And then you see other people who are trying to emulate that, but they can't bring that same energy to the stage or, carry themselves the same way. No. So when it comes to business casual, what's appropriate and what should people be doing so that they're not emulating the wrong things?
Oh, that's such a good question. First and foremost, I'm just going to run through the levels, okay? The stages. So you have your corporate. Corporate is a uniform. If you're looking at Bay Street and different height, that's a uniform. It's colors, it's the suit, it's everything that goes together. Then you have your, what's that next? Professional corporate, like it's a business corporate, down one from there. And then there is business professional. And I don't have them all in front of me. There's another one down from there. So I would say corporate, and then the corporate dress down Friday look, which is still business. Then you've got the business and their dress down look, which is a casual professional, still that professional in there.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got another step down, which is casual. Then athletic leisure wear jeans don't even come into the equation. They're not even there. And especially the athletic wear. I realize now dress down Fridays and jeans are such a dress up thing that more are stepping into that. So going back to dressing down with the ripped jeans on stage and the t-shirts, Steve Jobs, for the example, he had a business name already. I mean, he was made when he started being really popular.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get there by jumping on the stage looking like that. You're not a rock singer. And you do need that credibility first. Then when you make your millions, your big bucks, and people know you, they've seen you, you've already branded yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe you can do that step down a little bit from it. Steve Jobs, from what I've seen about him too, there's a whole personality thing with him that people aren't taking into consideration. So
let's use Richard Branson as an example. Any image that I even have a picture of him on my vision board, but most of the images, he's still, even if he's wearing jeans, he will have a collared shirt.
Yes. And you can bet that his clothing is not $20 from some store. His jeans are going to be quality. His collared shirts are going to be quality. And I am sure, has put a lot of work into keeping that rough look is a kind of a brand of his. So he probably pays more to have that roughness all together look.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something else we don't understand. A lot of these people go to money and effort to create their special look. So to us, it might seem that they're throwing themselves together, but no, there's thought, there's consideration being in there. And that's his whole, like, what I like about Richard Branson is he is an outdoorsy, a go for it kind of, he's had to be this rough grab onto things and pull them in life.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes through in his persona. But when you watch him with people, he hones right in. He gives them that attention. He's got this beautiful smile, and he's thinking, he's deep. There's a lot happening that we don't even know about.
Yeah. And they all have that presence. So since we talked about a few men, I'm going to pick a few women as examples.
Absolutely. Okay.
So Michelle Obama.
Yes.
Phenomenal style.
Yes.
And also, even I'm going to pull out Oprah Winfrey as an example, because as you were talking, I was like, you know what? I remember watching years ago in the 80s that she would usually have a jacket on.
Yes.
And then when you saw her advance in her career, she no longer wore that.
No.
She wore things that were, nicely fitting and things, but it didn't have that really businessy look to it.
No. However, they had lots of quality to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when you're mentioning her now on that businessy look, again, this is your branding. Who does she appeal to? She appeals to the masses, the average woman. So if she's dressing too much like Barbara Walters or something, you're not going to have that appeal to the average woman. But she was still very put together. If you'd ever, she spent hours in makeup. I've seen pictures of befores and afters of her, and the hair done and everything. And what I love about seeing the progression with Oprah too is that she was becoming more comfortable with embracing her curves. And I remember her saying, I'm never going to be a skinny little person. She said, that's not my family. That's not in my genes. That's not who I am. And from there, I feel I saw her step into who she was, really step into who she was.
Because it's a self-acceptance piece too, right? With that.
Yes. But then that again comes with, I come back to this honoring who you are and stepping up that confidence. Now she's got stylists, of course, to work for her. And I don't know, I think Michelle Obama, she's just got this natural style anyway, but they have someone helping them in the background. Although I get the impression Michelle Obama pretty much has her own idea of what, of the look that she wants to bring in. And both of them, when you look at both Michelle and Oprah, they have this quality, they have beautiful clothes, but they're not overdone in the jangly jewelry and all of this. Their understated elegance, I think, is
and I love how you said that, because when I think of them, or when I see her walking into a room, right away so if we were talking about first impressions, like we started this conversation with, I think of class, I think of elegance, I think she has that quiet confidence that she can bring to everyone around her, and they feel that they will trust and believe in what she says.
Absolutely. And she carries herself, though, very well that way.
Very much so.
And I think a classic look is comforting, I want to say, to a lot of people. When I work with both men and women, my suggestion is to have I go back to the core basics, have colors that give you credibility, like a navy blue or a gray. I'd like people to get out of so much black. Black to me is you're hiding in the background. You know, you're kind of disappearing in that. Allow yourself to come out in some way that says you. And Michelle, she's got these absolutely beautiful arms.
Yes.
So she dresses to highlight her positive qualities. We all know about her beautiful arms, and yet she'll wear little sweaters, and she wears clothing that totally suits her body type and shape. But again, they're quality. They fit her. And the classic, that's just such a good grounding. And then you can bring your own personality through in other ways. But as I would say a higher end professional, it's that quality classic that you want to be your ground level, and then add in from there. Yeah.
And you know, one of the other things I just wanted, because it keeps coming up in my mind as we're speaking, when you talked about looking at the feet and moving up.
Yes. How
How important are good shoes?
Oh, very good. Well, again, men have got the whole market on this one. A professional man will always have shiny shoes. Always have shiny shoes. That goes into that 3 second, or rather 7 to 30 second first impression. If your shoes are scuffed and marks on them, old, what are you thinking about? You know, when you look at them, shoes are your grounding. Shoes are your foundation. That's what you're standing on. And you're bringing that up. So they should be always looked after, polished, especially if you're a man, and fit well. Now, I would love to bring this in, because women do this. It depends on your job choice for women on what shoes you're wearing. And if you are working in an area where there's men and women, I know there are so many cute shoes out there, really cute shoes with animal prints and all that stuff. Yeah. Men are men. They think thoughts. So if you are wearing a funky pair of 3-inch heels with animal print on it, you've just lost your credibility with men and women in there, because men are going to see those shoes and they don't necessarily get past it. You've gone down. So if you really want to go out in your gorgeous heels and they're really funky, but they're really high and whatever, save that for date nights or out with your women friends, or even your women network meeting if you wish.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't appropriate in a male female environment. It's just being aware.
Yeah.
Again, just because it's a trend and it's fun doesn't mean it's making you look professional.
Yeah, there's so much psychology around this. You know, you're thinking about pointy toes versus round toes, open toes, you know, all these different things. And there's so much into that first impression.
Yes.
And that's a paying attention to the details. And just so that our listeners know, like, it doesn't have to be hard and exhausting. Karen has given us so many fabulous tips that you can start implementing right now.
Well, the thing is, though, Deborah, I come back to honoring who you are, honoring who you are.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use you as an example. So you've got a linear nose and you've got a little squareness in here.
Mm-hmm.
So you can wear a pointy shoe because your nose comes down more linear. If you had and I bet you if you put on a rounded toe shoe, you would not feel comfortable in it.
I don't.
No, there you go.
But I never thought anything about my shoes and my face shape.
Yes, I'm all about picking up what's on your body. It's all about your body.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it is. And I know I don't want people to get bogged down in it, but I really want to say that's the difference between me and a stylist, a wardrobe stylist. You can have, like, you know, that What Not to Wear show.
Yes.
You can have someone come in and choose clothes for you and put them on. And sure, okay, oh yeah, that looks good. Oh, that might suit your body type. And that's good for a day, you know, but then you're still lost. With me, yes, I'm a detailed person. I'll give you this information. I write it all down. I review it with my clients. We come back and look at it again too. But as soon as you can look at yourself and pick out those details in the mirror, it's your body is showing you what suits you right away.
Yeah.
And it's for me, it's fun. It's just being who you are, not somebody else. Be who you are. Embrace that. You know?
So I'm just going to use myself as an example, because there might be someone out there like me who sometimes finds those jackets feeling really boxy, especially I try on a black business blazer and I run the other direction.
Good for you.
Unless it's a soft fabric.
Yes.
Because I just feel like I'm wearing a space suit or something that I'm like, I just cannot wear this.
No. And good for you. Again, thank you for bringing that up, because here again is the being bombarded by media. So look at 90% of women. Don't they have curve?
Mm-hmm.
How many women do you see who are very linear? Not many. That's an H-type body frame. And I honestly have met 2 women like that since my time. A true H.
Yeah.
True linear. We have curve. So you want to bring up curve in your clothing. So jackets that taper, always taper. Maybe a curve on the collar. Even curve in the prints. But anything that's straight and boxy is just going to make you look wider. You're going to feel uncomfortable because it also makes you look shorter. So boxy, just think short, wide. I said no client ever has come to me and said, Karen, I really want you to make me look shorter and wider and fluffier. It's like taller, slimmer.
What can I do to look like I've lost 10 pounds is usually probably the question that you get.
And I have answers to that too. And for women, get a good fitting bra. Oh my gosh.
That affects the weight look?
Oh, okay. I love this. So when you haul those girls up there, there is a guideline. You didn't think you'd be getting into this, would you? So when you bend your arm, I'm going to do it like this.
Okay.
And you should have your breasts sitting between your elbow and your shoulder. So you want them up in between. That gives you length. I'm going to stand up again on your torso area.
Okay.
Giving length in your torso makes you look slimmer. Honestly, it makes you look like you've released 5 pounds.
Yeah.
And I've had women say, oh, I can actually breathe better now because it's not pulling everything down.
Yeah.
So a good fitting bra is very, very important. You want that length. It takes it off the torso, gives you more room for your waistband and for that tapered look to come in. Shapewear. I know women go, ooh. We have so many fabrics out there that are knit. And you can go anywhere from Walmart to high-end lingerie places. But all you need is like a cami or something that has some shape. Or a shapewear that, for around your tummy, just to smooth it. So when you're wearing dresses or knit tops, it smooths over the body. And again, the taper, that will make you look so much slimmer. And I'll give everybody a $250 tip today.
Oh, awesome.
Women especially. So if you feel, I don't have a waist and I'm really thick and I don't like wearing a belt, I'm short, and I don't like wearing a belt over top of my clothes for you to see. However, I would say I've got this is my gray top, and if I was wearing a jacket today, I could put a little thin belt, maybe an inch and a half on, and then put my jacket or my sweater coat over top. And that instantly creates an illusion that you have a waist. So people's eye is coming into that buckle in the belt. Instantly that message is, oh, they have a waist. And then that jacket over top is creating a line down the middle, which is very slimming. It's amazing. I've had women who very curvy, solid bodies go, I can't wear a belt. So put it on under a jacket, you will notice a difference. And they
Wow, that's amazing. So we're almost near the end of our time. And those of you who are listening to this on iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher, remember that you can watch the video of us talking together on YouTube as well. So I want to know, how can people continue to stay in touch with you?
Thank you for putting that out there. Well, my website is www.imageconnections with an S, connections.ca, because I'm in Canada. And please sign up for my newsletter. When you do, you get a free ebook on how to look timeless naturally. Also, I'm on Facebook at Facebook/Image Connections. And every week I have a video on there. Every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do Styling Sundays. I'm on Facebook Live. And I'm on Instagram at Karen Dorland as well. So there's lots of ways. And something I would like to point out, as I say, if you really diligently follow me, you will pick up all kinds of ideas. Like, I'm giving it to you. And I'm very much about wanting to offer my knowledge to the world. And then those who want to step in and meet with me one-to-one, I love that, because then I could just take it up to a new level for you. So.
And you work with people via Skype and other ways if they're not in your location, right?
Yes. Thank goodness for technology. I can do that. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure having you, Karen. And thank you so much. Karen and I are in a mastermind together, and it's just been a phenomenal experience. I'm so glad to have met you. And I know that this is going to transform some individuals. If you are listening and you're actually doing some of the things that Karen says, and don't forget to go over to Facebook and watch her videos, because I've already put some of her tips into practice. And I tell you, it does make a difference.
Oh,
huge,
yes.
Huge. And I love when she gives me a shout out, because she knows that I paid attention, So it's great. I love you, Karen.
You too. I love you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So everyone, thank you for joining us on the Millionaire Woman Show. I would love for you to email either Karen or I, letting us know how you enjoyed today's podcast. And it's Deborah at deborahkozowski.com, and Karen
at Karen Dorland. Oh, my email is Karen@imageconnections.ca.
There you go. And go on over, give us a review, give us a 5-star high five on the podcast reviews. And we would love for you to go, like, you can go over to my website at www.deborahkozowski.com, sign up for the Success Secrets newsletters. You will get tips and strategies for your business all along the way. And this is some of the guests that I have on the podcast that are going to blow you away, help you transform your business, your life, and the way you show up in the world as a leader. As Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. And my wish for you is that you make today great. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you on the next podcast.